95.1 from Canada, Ichabod Fame! With honor.
World champion, Toronto's Zachary Knowles, a.k.a. Ichabod Fame, has really shot up in fame, not flames like in the parking lot, but after winning the 2024 Air Guitar Championships. He joins us now in studio after a whirlwind tour of Europe. I'm surprised, Zachary, that they give you a guitar when you win the Air Guitar Championships.
I mean, it proves that I know how to use one, right?
I guess so. Can you play?
I can play bass. I'm a professional bassist.
Okay.
I've never been good at six string, but I think I have to learn now.
I think you kind of do. Okay, so let's talk through this championship here. I mean,
absolutely.
You're the world champion. What does that mean to you, and what kind of work went into achieving this?
Well, a lot of work went into it. You've got to be able to choose out your music, cut it all down appropriately, build choreo, stick to the choreo, get costuming, all of the extra steps and things along the way, which were all done with loving care support from so many friends.
Yeah.
It was a long process to get to this point, and it's wild that it's turned out to be the win after such a performance.
So when did this first start with you? I mean, I'm a tennis player, so I used to pretend to play my tennis racket, you know, in between points on the court, stuff like that. But where did you sort of come into the whole air guitar phenomenon?
Well, outside of the things of playing a tennis racket, because I did badminton growing up. So in 2017, I was teaching burlesque at a studio here in Toronto, and I got two new students halfway through a class that were basically admitted that they were air guitarists that wanted to learn new material.
Okay.
And so I was immediately intrigued, and they convinced me to come out to regionals in 2017.
Right.
I did mediocre at best. But I was hooked. The amount of heart and soul that everyone puts into those shows is truly amazing.
That's awesome. Okay, so you taught some people, so maybe you can give me a few tips, because I like to think of myself as a bit of an air guitarist, but I'm sure you're the world champion. You're the guy to go to. You're the guru of the air guitar.
I will try my best.
So give me a couple tips on what to do here.
Absolutely. So the judges would be looking for four things. They're looking for technical execution. Does it look like you're actually playing a guitar?
So it's not just like random, right?
Do your chords look like chords? Do your low notes go here? Your high notes go here? All of that kind of simple stuff. The part that I'm going to bet that your tennis racket training got you ready for.
I have the low and the high. I think I've got that, and a bit of a Pete Townsend. You know, I know when to strum.
Next thing, musicality. So you don't play air guitar with just your fingertips like a real one. You play it with your whole body. So you are going to be grooving. You're going to rock. You feel every hit, every motion. You can see on the stuff playing.
I mean, this is like headbanging.
Everything is felt when you're playing through it. You play air guitar with your whole body. Third thing, stage presence. You got to know where the crowd is. You got to know where all of your lovely little cameras and everything are. You got to make sure that you're playing to them. You're not doing this alone for yourself anymore. You are sharing a fun moment, which plays into the last part, airness. It's treated as a bit of a je ne sais quoi. Like there's not an easy way to define it. But I find that airness happens when you admit to yourself, this is pretty silly. I'm going to commit to being silly. Because in that moment, a crowd goes, okay, me too. He's
into it, right? And that's the thing. If people really commit, then I think it really works. If you look uncomfortable or feel like I'm kind of looking a little weird dump here, that may not work.
They can smell your fear.
Committing. Exactly. So do we have a song queued up? Can we give this a rip here?
I think so. I think they got the number that I did, which was Nickelback, Photograph.
All right. Okay, so let me watch the master.
Right, so we take all that time for the long-held notes.
So
come on, get in there.
To talk on as well. Oh, no problem.
That's it.
That's
me that remote. Come on. It's you
I'll
now.
give it to you when we're finished, okay?
I don't recognize this. Is this Photograph?
This is, but it's a cover of it by William Morency. So no one knows what it was at the live when they were doing all this. And then suddenly, right in this little part here,
Okay, I got it.
And at that point, I could hear the cheering, the laughter, and a little bit of groaning, which makes it the perfect combination for a reveal.
And as you were saying, like this isn't the whole song. You only get 60 seconds to nail it.
At the absolute max. As soon as you give the sign to start, which is the finger in the air, it begins. And you have all that time. You take it all that lovely little moment. Strike your little final post, have all that wonderful moment.
Do you do any jumps, like any, I'm thinking of like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future or Pete Townsend?
Absolutely. Air guitar is what you bring to it. So as a trained dancer, as a person that's gone and done a bunch of silly stuff in his life, I bring all of that to it. That being said, anyone who's wanting to do it, just bring who you are yourself.
I have an idea for another championship, is steering wheel drumming.
Ooh,
I feel like that could be a good, because I'm pretty good at that too. I do a lot of driving in traffic, and so I've actually hurt my wrist few times, in the air tonight.
Yeah, I would say in the air tonight. And before you know, you got a little bruise.
Yeah, exactly. So what's next for you, Zachary? Now that you're the world champion of air guitar,
right.
I'm sure you want to defend your championship and defend your title, but what do you do in between?
You've hit the nail on the head. Next year, I've got a guaranteed spot at Worlds in Oulu in 2025, which means I do not compete at all here in Canada for this coming year.
Okay.
So my goal is to try and drum up as much interest, enthusiasm, presence, and competitors for here in our own country. There are amazing competitors here in Canada that the world needs to see on the world stage.
Absolutely. I'm all about this. Zachary Knowles, pleasure to meet you. Congratulations. World champion air guitarist right there.